We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
I may not be a millionaire. I may not have a brand new Frigidaire. My clothes ain't all fancy, and my car ain't brand new. But there is joy in my house. I've got joy in my house. There is joy in my house. There is joy in my house.
Welcome everybody to Joy in My House, an inspirational reality radio show with a touch of recovery. We have a special show today.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm here with my co-host, Lolita Robinson, contemporary Christian artist, author, and performer.
Thank you.
Let's
Joel.
give her a big hand for joining us.
Well, glad to be here, and as always, real pleasure working with you, Joel. Real pleasure.
We also have a special guest in the house today, making a great announcement for a great event for a great cause. Deborah Hayter, publicist to the stars.
Thank you. She looks beautiful, too, people, right the way she does.
Joy in My House is an inspirational reality radio show where nobody's insignificant, and if you have something to say, it's important to us and to everybody to hear your story so we can share through your hopes, through your experiences. So thank you for joining us. If you're coming out of service right now and you're tuning in, thank you for being a part of our show today. Please feel free to call in into the studio, tweet us directly on twitter.com/joyinmyhouse, or you can tweet us directly to LA Talk Live here. Now, if you're just listening in, you're more than welcome to join us and watch it live streaming on ustream.tv. Just click in LA Talk Live and you'll find us there directly as well. So thank you once again for joining us. Welcome to the show, Deborah.
Thank you, and I'd like to say I am so proud that you have such an inspirational show. Joelle, you've been an inspiration to so many people, and you've worked with some really interesting and talented people, like my buddy on the left here.
Thank you.
And I'd like to also give a plug to her book, which I did read 2 days after you gave it to me.
Oh,
so
thank
can
you.
you just
Thank
let
you.
us know about your book for a second?
Oh, Shaped by the Master's Hand?
Shaped by the Master's
Oh, thank
Hand.
you, Deborah. That means a lot coming from you. In fact, you were inspirational in getting me to stay on track, because I had made a decision to kind of maybe try and go a different route and audition for these reality shows, and the door closed on that. And you told me, you know what, you really need to stay focused on the audience that you have, to speak to people who've been abused, and so that was the book about being abused and how I found my way. So thanks for asking about that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find Lolita at lrcministries.com, where you can purchase her debut album, which is self-titled Lolita, and her new album that we shared here on the premiere of the show, Changes. And her book, Shaped by the Master's Hands, A Story of Gritty Hope, is also available on LRC Ministries. And she is also available for booking, speaking, and performing.
Yes, I'd love to do so. So thank you. Thank you for the plug. But I'm interested to hear about what Deborah's doing.
Well, Deborah has a great, she's part of a great program called Children Uniting Nations. They have an upcoming event, and she's going to talk a little bit about the event and who's going to be there and so on and so forth. But we also have a great Christian artist. She's a singer-songwriter who's going to debut her new album and her new single, Perfectly You. Her name is Chelsea Music. So if you have an opportunity right now and you can split the screen, go find her on chelseamusic.com. Well, Deborah, once again, welcome to the show, and I'm excited to hear what you're working on now.
Thank you. This is a terrific opportunity to bring celebrity voices together to support an incredible organization now in its 14th year called Children Uniting Nations.
Wow.
And it was founded by Daphne Ziman, who actually took in 2 foster care children and adopted them. As you are aware, foster kids come in. Sometimes they come in the middle of the night. They don't have their own blankets. They have the clothes on their back. Some have been in foster care from 3 months to 12 years. Some have been in foster care most of their lives. And there's a very high percentage of youth and adults who have come out of foster care who unfortunately end up in the prison system.
Wow.
So we have 1,000 kids, 1,000 mentors coming together on November 18th to bring awareness to this program. This is a program that mentors young children and youth throughout the year. And they've had tremendous success rates.
And what do the mentors do? How does that work?
They mentor them in life skills. They mentor them in skills that they may be deficit in. They work to bring up their self-esteem. Most of the mentors are recruited from colleges and adults in professions that would have skills that would be equal to the child's need. So every child in the program is unique, as every child in the world is.
Yes, they are.
This program's been supported by the mayors of cities, Hillary Clinton.
Wow.
It is a model program. It has a great board of directors, which includes Tracy Edmonds and people in the professional medical community as well.
This is big. This is really...
Well, you seem
It
very
is.
passionate about it, Deborah.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. Where is it going to be?
It's going to be held at the Santa Monica Pier, and we've got some terrific entertainers and celebrities on board. Sinbad has agreed to come on board.
Neat. He's awesome.
Yes, the Gypsy Kings.
Oh, good.
Julia Roberts' brother, Eric Roberts, is going to be there. Penny Johnson, Gerald from Castle.
Oh, wow. You got a good
And,
lineup there.
We've got
Yeah, you do.
some really good people coming in.
Now, where in the Santa Monica Pier is it going to be?
Yeah, because it's...
Well,
big-
this is the exciting part. They're closing down the pier for the kids.
Wow. So they're closing down the whole
The
pier for
whole-
this event.
The entire pier.
Oh, that's going to be
We've
beautiful.
also got the Marine Corps coming in to support us and help us out.
Wow.
So it requires a lot of planning and bringing together, again, like I said, the entertainment community. Those are people who have a voice. And,
they do, a good
and they
platform.
can use their voice
Yes.
Well,
to
congratulations to them
for
and
cause.
becoming a part of this.
Well,
Now,
thank you.
What's the name of the event again? Let's give them a plug.
It's called the Day of the Child, and to make a donation to this organization, you can go to childrenunitingnations.com.
There you go, children'sunitingnations.com. Don't forget to visit for this great event, November 18th at the Santa Monica Pier. They're closing down the whole pier for this event. They have a great lineup. The Gypsy Kings, Sinbad's going to be there. So please come out and support. Now, do you have anybody that maybe can donate their time if they can't financially donate?
Yeah, what can they do?
If
can
they
they do to
can't
become part of it?
financially donate, they can certainly donate their time.
And how would that look? What would they do?
They would, again, contact childrenunitingnations.org. I'm sorry. Again,
.org.
that's childrenunitingnations.org, but you can Google them.
Oh, that's awesome. Foster children have been very important in my family's life.
Thank you.
And so thank you for your service and what you're doing.
Thank you. And I'd also like to mention that we've got a number of up-and-coming artists who are scheduled to perform.
Okay.
So that's
Really?
going to be exciting, too.
That's going to be exciting for them and for the event.
And we've
Good.
got a number of star kids coming from Nickelodeon and
Oh.
Disney as well.
I'm going to bring my
Wow.
niece. She'll be happy about that.
It will be exciting.
We're going to have to visit after the show here.
We really do want you guys to come.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. You heard it here on LA Talk Live on Joy in My House. Please visit childrenunitingnations.org to come out and support. You can financially donate to them, or if you just want to become a part of this event, please donate your time. These children really need our help and our support. And like I said, they're going to have a great lineup of entertainment, games for children. So please come out and support. Now, next on our show, I do want to mention, if I haven't already, I think I did, Chelsea Music will be debuting her new CD and her new single, Perfectly You, coming up next. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We want you to tweet us, send in your questions on twitter.com/joyinmyhouse. You can find us on Facebook, which is Joy in My House Facebook fan page. And we will see you in a second.
And it's
Stay
great
tuned.
seeing you, Deborah. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
again,
for coming
Deborah, for
on.
coming.
Yeah,
Thank you,
you look
Joel.
great.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Lolita. Bye.
You wish you were a little
little bit taller and your hair was light. Your body was a little bit smaller, 'cause you don't feel right. Oh, how you're starting to think could get dangerous. Deep within yourself is where true beauty is. Everybody has flaws, we all can't get it right. Who are they to judge? 'Cause all I hear are lies. You don't have to give in to the things this world wants you to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Miss Margot Hudson and the hottest new love and relationship radio show.
Destination Love Life, where love and wellness come together as one.
Every Monday at 10 a.m.
Join us as we give the latest in love advice,
Tips,
interviews,
news,
call-ins,
games,
and giveaways.
exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream. Use your Android phone, iPhone, iPad, whatever you have, prepaid, BlackBerry, let's do it.
Destination Love Life, every Monday, 10 a.m. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure.
And
we are more than just talk. Health, love, healing, laughter.
The Margot Hudson Way, every Monday, 10 a.m. Ooh, right in your ear hole.
Ooh, Rob, I like your brain.
I've never heard nobody say they want to suck on my intelligence.
Crazy. We'll see you there, everybody.
Yeah, yeah. You wish you were a little bit taller and your hair was light. Your body was a little bit smaller, 'cause you don't feel right. Oh, how you're starting to think could get dangerous. Deep within yourself is where true beauty
Welcome
is.
back to Joy in My House, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, Sunday, October 28th at noon. If you're just tuning in and you just left service, thank you for joining us and being a part. I'm joined here by my new co-host, Lolita Robinson.
How you doing, everybody? Hi, Hoel. It's good to be here. It's a great show so far.
Great show, yes. Just to recap, we had a great guest coming to the show right now, Deborah Hayter. She's a publicist. She's one of our publicists and has done tremendous work for us.
Yes, she has.
She is part of an organization called Children Uniting Nations. There's a great event coming up this Sunday, October 18th at the Santa Monica Pier. If you want more information, you can tune in. You can check out their website at childrenunitednations.org.
That's November 18th.
That's November. What did I say?
You said October.
November 18th. And they're shutting down the whole pier. Sinbad and a lot of great artists are going to be there.
Yeah.
So please feel free to go out and support. You can donate financially or not if you'd like to just be a part of it and donate your time. These children really can use our support. So thank you for that. We have a great artist today.
I'm looking forward to this. Yeah.
I actually found her on the internet on one of our cyber PR publicists called Ariel PR, Ariel Cyber PR. She is a Christian artist, country artist, singer-songwriter. She is a performer, not just a singer, a performer, an entertainer. She was on X Factor, 23rd, top 23. She was in the boot camp in 2011, and she has a tremendous, not just voice, but a tremendous story.
Yeah.
So we would like to
heart-touching.
welcome Chelsea Music on the show.
Hey!
Hi, Chelsea.
Hi, how are you guys? Please bear with me. I've called from like 2 different phones, and it's breaking in and out so bad. We're getting ready to get hit with Hurricane Sandy, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we hear that.
But
That's what we heard.
I'm doing my best to hear you guys, and it's breaking up, so.
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you now. I'm trying not to move, but that probably has nothing to do with it. But yeah, it's just breaking up a little bit, but it's all right. We'll do our best.
Feel free. Okay, you're speaking a little loud, so just speak a little slower and just a little lower.
And we're excited that you're here, though. I'm glad that you were able to call in, Chelsea. We're looking forward to having this conversation with you. I'm Lolita.
Well, it's very nice to meet you.
Well, Chelsea, I found you on Ariel Cyber PR's network. Is that your phone or ours?
Somebody else was calling.
Somebody else's.
I think that's your phone. Because I've called, I've called from different phones and it's all the same.
Okay. We already have other people calling in for you. Wow. Please feel free to send us a tweet. You can find Chelsea Music at chelseamusic.com.net. Find her on Facebook. Find her on Twitter. Please follow her. She has a great story that she's about to share with us today. And I'm really, really excited to have you on the show, Chelsea. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I am doing absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for coming on board. Now, you're in New Jersey, correct?
Yes, I'm in New Jersey. Maybe that's why it's so staticky.
That's so cool.
Well, I know that you have an up-and-coming CD release event coming up.
Yes.
And you had one yesterday, I believe. You had an event yesterday as well?
I had an event, it was 2 nights ago, in Cape May, New Jersey, and it was so much fun. It was just so cool to see what the Lord was doing through that. But
what kind of event
it was
was it?
Great. And then, sorry.
What kind of event was it?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What kind of event was it?
It was just, I was just going into a church and just ministering to all different age groups, actually. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, they invited me out, and I was able to sing a lot of my new songs and kind of exclusively sell my new CD. It's not even really for sale yet, so that everybody there was able to get a copy. It was an awesome time.
Wow, that sounds like it was.
Now, I know that I got an opportunity to speak to your father for a little bit. How did that event come to be? I think it's a great story.
Yeah, well, it's really, really cool. So I had my fans, to make this new CD, I've had my fans sponsor this album, and it's just really, really cool because God has blessed it so much. But this particular family that's a part of this church in Cape May actually had a yard sale to help raise funds to help me with my album.
How awesome.
So, yeah.
So it's a family event, kind of.
Their own stuff just to help me, and I felt so blessed and honored that they would even do that. But out of that, they invited me to their church, and I was able to go and minister to all the teens that were there, and even to the older people. It was so cool.
It sounds like it. It's just like what the body of Christ does. Everybody comes together, becomes a part of something to glorify the Lord and give you a platform. That is really awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Well, let's start a little bit about you, Chelsea. Where did you learn how to sing and perform?
I have been singing as long as I can remember. I know that's like the cliche that most people say, but since 2 years old, honestly, I've always been drawn to music. It's always done something to my soul where I've always just, whenever I listen to it, I just felt at peace and at home. And so, yeah, ever since the age of 2, I've been singing, but since the age of 5 is when I really got out there, and I've been singing for veterans and politicians, and it's just been one event after another that God has blessed me with. But yeah, it's just been so much fun, and I don't really know where I learned how to perform per se. I know you asked me that question. It's just been, I guess, trying to do this for the past few years. It's just kind of happened, and just learning every time as I do it. I learn something new.
Well, when did the songwriting enter into the program? Were you always writing songs, or did it come at a certain time and phase in your life when you were going through things, or?
Right. Well, I was about, I want to say 11 or 12 when I started to write. The industry started changing, and it was really important for artists to write their own material. So I was like, you know what? I want to go to Nashville, and I want to tour, and I want to do all this stuff, but I want to make sure it's a mission that I want to hold and carry on to as well. And a lot of different songs. I mean, I've been pitched some songs, but I've only had a few that I really was able to grab onto and go, okay, this is a cool song, and I like the meaning behind it. But I realized that it was really hard to find songs that I believed in with a message. So, and something that I really wanted to write from my heart. So I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna be on this mission, I have to write this music for what God has in my heart.
No, that's true.
So that's pretty much where it started.
Well, have you found that trying to break into? Well, you're already in. You've got quite a lot of accolades here. Have you found that people have wanted you to kind of change your lyrics to tone them down a little bit and not be so spiritual?
You know, I have had people tell me that. Some people say, you know, it's too in your face. You know, I have a song called Keep Your Pants On. Some people are a little apprehensive about that.
Oh, wow. And we're going to play a clip of that.
It's a positive song. I mean, I'm just here as a teen standing up for purity and standing up for what I believe in. And in today's generation, it's so hard to get across to some teens because they're so lost. And I just want to be the one that stands up, and I can say, hey, you don't have to follow what the crowd is doing. You can keep your pants on.
Oh, I love it. Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Well, let me ask you this. I understand that you were on America's Most Talented Kids on ABC when you were about 9 years old. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, it was actually NBC, which is pretty cool.
NBC.
They're both cool stations.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, that was so much fun. I was 9 years old, and yeah, I went out to California, and my parents were with me, and it was just a great opportunity and a great experience just to learn. I was so young, so just to be thrown into an atmosphere that was just busy all the time. It was a great place just to learn and to see how this business really is behind scenes. So I had a great time, and I loved it. I went out to California for free. So
Oh, that sounds great.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, that's an experience. That's a blessing.
Was this like an audition
Yes.
for America's Most Talented Kids, or did you have to audition to get on, or what?
No, I actually auditioned. Oh goodness, I think. Oh my gosh, this was so many years ago. I believe it was New York.
Oh,
I
okay.
auditioned
Wow.
in New York, and they told me that I made it to the shows that were actually on television. So I got past. I won the first round of my age category, and then I went back, and I didn't win the finale, which is okay because it's in God's plans.
No, you
But
know.
it was great. So I went out to California twice.
Wow.
It was very cool.
Well, you've seen a lot then in terms of kids being in this business. I know you're going to talk a little bit later on about, purity and your testimony and keeping true to who you are. How was that as a child, that kind of pressure? Being in these competitions, what can you say to people who are doing these things?
It's definitely hard. I mean, this world is so tough, and this world wants to change you right away.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute that this world even finds out, that people find out that you're a believer or that you stand for something that's true, some people just want to take you down because they don't believe in that.
Mm-hmm.
And what I can say to young girls and to young guys that are going through something like this, just stay yourself. As hard as it is, just be yourself. I mean, there's nothing that somebody can take away. I mean, you just have to be yourself. No matter what this world throws at you,
Mm-hmm.
people cannot take away who you are. If you let them,
That's
I mean,
right.
they really can. But if you hold on to who you are, you can be a light to shine to that person that's lost. So I just really, and I just want to tell everybody, whoever's listening, just be yourself. I mean, so many people are putting that message out there today, just be yourself. And I'm so proud to stand up and to be one of those people. But this world is just so lost. And
It
it's
is.
so sad, all these crazy things that are going on.
These young people, too. Well, you can relate having young kids, teenagers.
Oh, yes, definitely. Like, I think you're an inspiration to my daughter who's 14 right now. I had her read your bio and read about you because I think it's important to have not just mentors, but people like you that are willing to stand up and be transparent and be judged, but to stand firm to your convictions.
Right.
Because a lot of times, even myself at my age, I find myself questioning myself. And you seem so confident at such a young age to be doing what you're doing. I commend you on that.
Thank
That's
you
why
so
I'm very
much.
excited for you to be on the show
Yeah,
and to
really.
share with
It's
our youth.
delightful.
Now, you also you performed for New Jersey governors and senators, correct?
I did.
Boy,
How
you've had
old were
quite a-
you?
Yeah, really.
I started singing for the veterans when I was 5 years old. From the veterans, that led to different politicians being at those events. So they just kind of were like, hey, you're young and you're fun, and we love the way that you present yourself, and we'd love to have you part of our ceremony. So one event led to another, and I was able to sing for the governor, and I think it was 3 governor inaugurations.
Wow.
That's exciting. Was this from your father was in the military? Did he have a
Yeah.
lot of
Why veterans?
yeah. Was it because your dad being in the military?
No, the township that I live in, my mom was like, hey, let's find places for you to sing. Because when I was 5 years old, I was just itching to get out there somewhere and just sing.
Wow.
So
That's
my mom,
great.
we were able to, sing at nursing homes and veterans. But honestly, when I'm telling you that God has had his hand in this the whole time, every single step along the way, he has opened doors. And he's also closed doors.
Oh, we
he's
can
closed so
testify to
many
that
doors,
one.
but I'm blessed for those closed doors.
Was it hard? Yeah, it is hard. The closed doors that's a very hard experience, and I'm glad to see that you really take that in stride and teaching people to trust God's hand when he closes doors, and you don't want the ones that he doesn't open.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely. And there's been so many doors that he's closed that I try to reopen, and it's amazing. When he closes a door, it's like he seals it shut where no one can open it.
We are
That's
cracking
right.
up because we're looking at each other. That's so true.
That's very true.
Yeah, but I'm just so blessed that I can't reopen those doors because I don't know what could happen, and it's been amazing. I mean, he's really. I've honestly, I kind of live by this saying. My mom found it quite a few years ago, but it's sometimes rejection is God's protection.
Oh, I love that.
That's a great.
Yeah.
Sometimes rejection is God's protection.
Well, was it more secular that you were going in? Can you share maybe not exactly the door, but the area in which you may have been going, and then God said, "No, I'm steering you this way"? Or?
Right. Well, even just with different trials and stuff in my life, there's been so many doors that I'm just so happy that God has closed. It could have been, for me, I've had quite a few different Christian opportunities that I'm just so happy that God didn't allow to happen, even though the people that were a part of it were just absolutely great. If I went through those doors, other things wouldn't have happened that God used so powerfully in my life. So I'm just blessed that He's even closed some of the doors that I thought were going to be a huge blessing. He closed them to give me something even better, and I'm just so blessed for that.
I'm glad you say that.
You sound very mature, very mature. Now,
Thank you.
How old are you now, Chelsea?
19.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Now you know her well. You don't ask lady their age, but it's okay.
Well, at
That's
19
a good
years old,
19, yeah.
you have a great future ahead of you. I understand that you debuted your self-titled album at 15 years old.
Yes.
Where did you record that? Where were you when you did that?
Right, I was in Nashville. Actually, that was my first album that I had ever recorded as far as my own material. I did a Christmas album before, but I was so young. But I did my first album. I was 15 years old, and it was just a cool experience. I mean, I learned so much about what to do in a studio. It was just such a cool experience.
Well, like what? Because we probably have listeners out there who want to be a part of the music business and see that it's not. I know when we did this radio, we realized there's more to it than just getting there and singing or speaking. So what kind of things did you learn when you were in the studio?
Oh goodness, I learned so much. I learned how to carry myself in a studio. I learned, first of all, people think you just walk up to a mic and sing.
Right.
That's definitely not it. You need to, there's so many different things while you're in the studio that you have to learn. I improved on my songwriting. I learned how to change songs just on the fly and be like, okay, that wasn't working in the song, let's change it. And it was really cool just to see how different things worked in the studio, technically wise. With all the musicians, they were so talented. So as a 15-year-old girl walking in with all of these adults that have been playing music for so many years, it was just a blessing to see how talented and how fast they were at learning things.
Now, were you intimidated?
Cool.
Were you intimidated?
That's a good question, yeah.
Because at such a young age, you going in there with experienced musicians, did you get intimidated at all?
You know what? I really didn't get intimidated with that CD. It was more so I was just so hungry to learn that I walked in there with big eyes, like, show me what to do.
Yeah, you were a sponge. You just wanted to absorb everything they had to offer. That's what it sounds like to me.
And you sound so humble and teachable, and I think that's the important thing. No matter what age you get, you have to be teachable. You have to learn to be willing to, like you said, part with your baby. I know I write music too, and it's hard when you get a concept and somebody else comes along and says, well, that's not really working. But like you said, you were willing to let it go for the sake of the creative process. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. But this past CD is what I just love the most.
Well, we're going to get to that soon. Last question before we go on an intermission break. I did want to talk, and I think this is a great story, and it's a big accolades of yours, is X Factor. Now, you were on the top 23 of X Factor in 2011. Tell us about that experience. How'd you...
Congratulations to you that you got that far. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
I think people
it was wonderful.
Yeah.
I made it to the top 23 girls in the country, which was just amazing. I mean, if you told me 2 years ago that I was going to be in the X Factor, I would have just laughed at you. But it's so cool. I mean, God just does some cool things. I tried out for the X Factor. Honestly, I tried out for the X Factor live. Like, I went to the stadium, and I got past 2 rounds, and they're pre-auditions, but the people told me no. And I said, you know what, it's okay. And I thought, first of all, I was hungry, so I said, Mom, let's go get something to eat. I just let it roll off my shoulders, and I was like, if this isn't God's plans, I'm cool. I said, let's go eat. I'm hungry, and God just closed the door, so let me go do my album, right? So my mom was like, you know what? My mom had this feeling in her heart that I had to audition again, and she realized that they were holding YouTube auditions. So I auditioned through a YouTube video, and my mom sent it in, and after she sent it in, she told me it was for the X Factor. So, of course, I'm like, why would you do that? God closed the door.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
I guess it was around 11:30 at night. about a week after we sent in the video, we got a phone call in, and they said, "Hi, this is so and so from the X Factor. We would love to have you on our show, auditioning in front of Simon." And of course, I'm on the other end, like, what? Are you serious?
Oh my goodness! And you did the live. I mean, isn't that funny? I mean, you're beautiful, and your voice is.
Thank you.
But the YouTube, I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, it's just crazy how that worked out. But so I prayed about it, and I figured, you know what? If God reopened the door, let me do it. So my mom and I flew out to Seattle. That was where I got my 4 yeses to go into boot camp. I had just turned 18 actually the day before my audition, so it was crazy because in business world you're considered an adult. So I had to fly out to California by myself for boot camp.
That's a great birthday present. That's a great birthday present.
What was that like? I mean, that must have been nerve-wracking. Is it as cutthroat as people say? You know, you get a bad reputation when they talk about musicians getting together, competing. Was it cutthroat, or was it a really pleasant experience?
You know, I would say it's both. I mean, the experience flying out there, the experience of being on a plane by myself was just so different. I just turned 18, like I said. But when I went out there, first of all, I did get a little intimidated. There were so many talented people, and I had to remember why I was there. And I was there, and I strictly told everybody, I was like, I am here on a mission. I am looking to have a platform to spread my message and to spread what God has put on my heart.
That's right.
And so many people knew that. But I mean, honestly, it was such a busy week. I barely got to meet. They had 170 contestants out there for boot camp, and every day new people got eliminated. And I was there until the last day, and it was the last day that all of us just really connected. And it was wonderful. I mean, when you actually got to connect with the other contestants, it was just so cool. I met so many great Christian artists a part of that show that I still am friends with today.
Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Well, hopefully.
It was so cool.
Well, it seems like that experience kind of set you up for something. You know, that experience kind of taught you that something. Did you feel rejected when you didn't make it past boot camp?
Good question.
You know what? It's so awesome and cool how God works. It was the day that I got eliminated. I was standing on stage with the other 22 girls, and I just felt an overwhelming sense of God's love and peace within me. And I prayed before I went on stage, and I said, God, if this is not where you want me, please stop it now, and just let me go home. And I didn't hear my name called from the judges, and I didn't cry once because I just knew that the Lord had something so amazing planned for my life.
Well,
and
you know,
I
it's
still
not
believe
because
that
of your
now.
talent. You weren't eliminated not because of your talent, or you're just adorable.
Thank you so much.
No, he had a different plan, and we have to understand that. We don't always understand when he does things, but he knows.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully,
he definitely does.
We can talk more about your faith maybe a little later on.
Now, what do you believe that prepared you for that experience?
You know, I'm not really sure. I mean, as far as what that experience has prepared me for, I don't know what God has planned, but all I know is that one of my favorite Bible verses is Jeremiah 29:11.
Oh, yeah.
And it talks about how the Lord has a plan for our life, and it's not for disaster, it's for good. So all I can know is that God put that opportunity in my life to learn and to grow and to be able to share my ministry with others while I was out there.
And you know what else I'm hearing too? I think that you're an inspiration to people who do try and knock on doors, and you're telling them, don't take it personal, don't feel like there's something wrong with you or your talent. You just keep going and just take it in stride, learn from it. That's what I'm hearing from you, and it's really encouraging to just keep trying.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Yeah, I feel like God has a plan for all of us, and if we keep knocking on those doors, eventually one of them's going to open.
Right on.
Well, look at you now. After X Factor and that experience, you didn't take it as a hit and knocked you down.
That's
You
right.
actually kept going, like Lolita was saying. You are an inspiration, because after that, what did you do? You recorded your new album.
Yay, and it's beautiful.
Now,
Thank you.
during the first intermission, we played a little bit of your music. So if you guys out there got a chance to hear it, that is Chelsea Music and her new debut album, Perfectly You. We're going to go to a quick intermission right now, and we're going to play her new single, Perfectly You, in its entirety. I want you guys to tweet in at twitter.com/joinmyhouse, twitter.com/LA Talk Live. Find Chelsea on Chelsea's Facebook page, chelsea.com. Listen in, call in. I want to hear your comments and questions. And Chelsea, you hold on the line, and we'll be right back after this commercial break. Thank you. This is Joy in My House, ladies and gentlemen.
One day she took my That's what she had to say. Well, everything you want is gonna come to you someday. Patience is a virtue all around the world, and it ain't gonna hurt you to keep your pants on, girl. Well, singing country music has always been my dream, but I never do forget what Mama says to me. There ain't no need for shortcuts. Work hard at what you love. You might not get there early, but you get there soon enough. And baby girl, just focus on what you wanna do. Well, I know boys are charming. Remember to stay true. Keep your pants on, girl. That's what she had to say. Well, everything you want is gonna come to you someday. Patience is a virtue all around the world, and it ain't gonna hurt you to keep your pants on, girl. When girls go out at night and boys are looking cute, I hear mama saying, honey, you know what to do. Yeah. Woo! Are you with me, girls? Oh, yeah. We're gonna keep our pants on. Now I'm up here on the stage, and I'm one happy girl, and I can't help but smile when I remember Mama's words. Keep your pants on, girl. That's what she had to say. Well, everything you want is gonna come to you someday. Patience is a virtue all around the world, and it ain't gonna hurt you to keep your pants on, girl. Well, she said patience is a virtue all around the world, and it ain't gonna hurt you to keep your...
Welcome back to Joy in My
Wow,
House,
what a
ladies and
song.
gentlemen. An inspirational reality radio show where nothing is left unsaid.
And no one's insignificant who says it.
And we have a great guest today. She is actually in New Jersey on the East Coast, Chelsea Music. Chelsea, are you on the line?
I'm here.
Welcome back, Chelsea. How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. How are you doing?
What a great song. Keep your pants on,
Thank
girl.
you.
I love it.
Keep your pants on. What a title. How daring of you. How edgy of you. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. How did you feel when you
Thank
were
you.
recording that?
I got that song in from two songwriters, and we changed the words around a little bit. And once I got it, I was like, I have to record this. So I just loved recording it. I love performing it out. It's so much fun to
It
see
seems
people's
like a
reaction.
fun song.
And how do people, what's
Take
the
it.
reaction when you
They
sing
just love it.
The little kids, I can see little 2-year-olds, keep your pants on. That's
Mhm.
great. And Music, what a cool name. That is really your name, Music.
Yes,
Oh.
it's really my name. Yes, it's I don't know. It's just perfect. I guess
Yeah,
everybody
God
always
knows
says
what
it's
he's done.
God given.
Yeah.
Everything is just destined. But yeah, it's my last name.
Well, if you got a chance to hear, if you're just tuning in to Join My House this afternoon, you got an opportunity to hear Chelsea Music's one of her new singles off her new CD, Perfectly You,
Mm-hmm.
Keep Your Pants On. She is a country Christian singer and songwriter and performer. You can find her at chelseamusic.com, and music spelled musick.com. You can find her on Facebook as well, and follow her or Twitter her. Please feel free to call into the studio or shoot her a tweet or an email as well if you like her music, you want to come out and support her event, because I know that she's having a big CD release event that we're going to talk about a little later on the show.
Looking forward to that.
But Lolita had an important question for you, and I think this is your foundation, and I wanted to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, we want to know about your faith. You've been talking a lot about God and the Lord and what He's done, and we'd like to know, before you go into your story about Perfectly You, your faith. When did you receive the Lord? Were you raised in a Christian home, or what's your story?
Yeah, well, I was raised, always knowing, being told stories about God, and we went to, different churches throughout my life, but it wasn't, I feel like God has to definitely tug at your own heartstrings and tell you when it's time to accept Him. You can be told about Him your whole life, but never really know Him.
Right.
And that's how it kind of was for me. I knew who God was, but I didn't really actually know Him. I was so young, but yeah, I accepted Christ when I was about 10 years old, and I was like, you know what? I'm a sinner. I know that He's real, but it never really stuck with me completely. I mean, I always followed my faith and stuff, but I feel like I was around 14 or 15 when I was just like, you know what? I'm more mature now. I know that I have to, do more with my faith. And I'm sorry, I'm getting echo on my phone.
It's fine here.
But yeah, so I was around 14 or 15 when I guess I just rededicated my life back to Christ. And I feel like every day we all have to do that.
Yes, we do.
It's so easy to say, hey, I'm a Christian, but every single day I think you should rededicate every day back to Christ completely. So I just feel like God has been with me through everything, even the times that I'm just like, where are you?
Oh, yeah.
He's always been there through everything. So it's been an awesome experience that He would trust me enough to find the strength to do this and to be a singer and minister for Him. It's amazing. I'm just a sinner like everyone else, and he trusts me enough to do this, just like He trusts you guys enough to run a radio station.
Oh, well,
to run a talk show. So
cool.
cool.
Jamal, but thank you for that. They're sharing their wealth with us and their gifts. But thank you, Chelsea. Thank you so much. That was so well said.
But definitely, that is a testimony. That is a testimony in itself, that you're as faithful as you are, even through your trials and tribulations, you still have the faith. Because I think, at least for me, when I had my trials and tribulations, I was the opposite. I wanted to find it within my own strength to do what I felt I had to do to get out of it. There was not the surrender or the trust in God, but you seem to have that faith and that trust in God, right?
I do, definitely. And that faith and that trust in God is what definitely has gotten me along, even through the bad times. There's been so many times that I honestly didn't think I could go on, and I was just like, I don't see any good in this situation. I don't know how you're going to get me out of it. But it's through that faith that, as Christians, we're able to know that something better will happen.
Well,
so that's what I rely on. That's what I lean on, is my faith in Him.
That is great, because we're going to get to a great story regarding your CD.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your new album, Perfectly You. How do you feel about this album? You must be excited, because I know we are.
Oh, I'm so excited. I am just so excited to get this music heard.
Yeah, really. How long did it take you to write it and to get it done?
Oh, sorry.
How long was the process writing it in before you recorded it, and how long did it take you to do it?
Well, I've been writing songs for this record for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
The X Factor kind of put everything on hold. I wanted to go and record this album before I was on the X Factor, but then I got, signed with the X Factor for a few months, so I couldn't do anything. But I've been working on this album for a pretty long time, so the fact that it's finished and complete is just such an awesome feeling.
Now, this is a great story, because you didn't finance this all yourself. You actually stepped out in faith. Tell us how this CD got recorded.
Yes, definitely. Well, I don't have a lot of money, and I really felt like God was calling me to make a new CD so I can minister to teens and to young adults. And I just didn't know what to do, and I didn't know where the money was going to come from. So my parents and I talked about it, and I was like, you know what? My supporters and my friends and everybody on Facebook and online have been so amazing to me over the years. And I would love to partner with them and helping me do this album, and they would totally be a part of it completely. And I say that I recorded it, but I truly believe that they helped me with it completely. They helped me actually fund half of the funds for it, which is absolutely incredible.
It
I mean,
sure is.
I don't know. This CD probably wouldn't have been done without them. So I'm just so blessed for all of them. And if any of you are listening who have helped with the CD, I love you so much.
Wow, there you go. You heard it from Chelsea. I think you guys have been faithful to her as well. And her, you standing to your convictions, I think, gives us hope to want to support somebody like you, to want to be a part of somebody like you. Even you coming on this show, Joy in My House. Me and Lolita are so excited to have you after hearing your story, reading your bio, coming out with your new album, and especially your message.
Yeah,
Perfectly
I want to hear.
You.
Yeah, what that's
Perfectly
about.
You.
People need to hear that.
I want to hear the story behind your new single and your CD, Perfectly You. Tell us. I have it here on my notes. Tell us your acne story. And I know it's a little embarrassing, but I'm very proud of you for you being as transparent as you are, especially to our young listeners that really need to hear a story like this.
Yes, definitely. Well, it used to be embarrassing for me because I was so insecure about it, but now I'm just so humbled to be able to share it with everybody and so excited to share it. About 2 weeks after I got back from the X Factor, my face broke out terribly, and it wasn't just like a little pimple. It was all over my face. I looked like I had a massive rash everywhere, and it was painful, and it looked sore. When people would look at me, I would have people walk up just in a store, and random people I didn't even know. They would just come up to me and say, "Hey, I don't know you, but I know a really, really great dermatologist, and I can give you their number." And I would stand there just dumbfounded, like, what do I say?
If you're listening in right now to Chelsea, I want you to go to her website, and I want you to read her bio and take a look at this picture, because she is being very transparent with you right now here on this show. And because of her conviction, she's able to speak about this. And I want to say I'm so proud of you as not just a musician, but as a person, to be as transparent as you are.
Yeah, look at the pictures, the before and after. Did you have acne before this?
You know, I had acne when I was about 13 years old, and I had it for about 2 years, but it went away. And the fact that it came back was just so scary for me, because I was like, I can't go through this again.
Was it as severe when you were 13 as what we're looking at here? Was it severe?
That was just a few months ago, honestly.
What?
Wow. How did you feel at that time? What did you feel was happening? Were you upset? What was going through your mind at that time?
You know, I was so broken. I didn't know what to do, and I always felt like I had to be perfect. When my skin was breaking out, I would look in the mirror and I would just cry, because I knew that I had to get out in public and do shows, and I knew that I had to meet new people, and it was so hard because these people have put me up on this pedestal that I'm perfect, and I'm not, and no one is perfect. And God really taught me through that time that I'm not perfect, and I tried so hard to live up to what the world standards were. My whole life I thought, you know, I have to be perfect. I have to look a certain way. And I truly believe that God put me through that trial to show me that it does not matter what the world thinks about me, because no matter what, I'm loved and I'm perfect to God, and He's made me perfect because He's perfect. And all my flaws are what make me who I am, just like everybody else. We all have things that we want to change about us.
That's true.
But those things are what make us unique. And when we take away those things, we're taking away the things that God has created for just us.
So you still had to get up and perform for a couple of months with your face broken out like this. You continued
I did.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
I did. And you know what? I have an amazing story to tell you guys.
Please share.
I was on my way to Pennsylvania for a show, and my face looked like that. And I put makeup on it, and I was trying to cover it. But I was driving through Pennsylvania, and the sun was rising, and we were driving through the mountains. And you can only imagine. I mean, the sunrise with the mountains is beautiful. And I just remember sitting there in complete awe of seeing these mountains and the sunrise, and I thought, wow, this is beautiful. And at that moment, the Lord spoke to me, and He said, you think that's beautiful. I think you're beautiful.
Oh, wow.
And it was like this weight was lifted off my shoulders completely. I didn't have to impress the world, and I don't have to. The world, it's not me. I'm not a part of the world. I'm a servant of Christ, living in this world, trying to be a light. And He showed me that you are mine, and I don't have to be ruled by this world. But that's what that experience showed me completely.
Well, you know what's beautiful about it? People don't realize that when you have a platform like you have lived it. You know, it's not just something that you're just talking from head knowledge. You have lived it. So when girls come to you and tell you I'm skinny or I'm ugly, and you're not just patting them on the head and going, oh, honey, yes, you're beautiful. You have been there, and you know, you can identify with what they're going through.
Yes.
I mean, I can't even imagine at my age going through something like that. I mean, standing in front of an audience is hard anyway, and yet alone knowing that something is sticking out, I have such admiration for you.
Thank you.
And the platform that God has given you for these young people. I had read in a magazine a long time ago that at UCLA and these other college campuses that the plumbing is just is really bad because there's so much. Well, people are bulimic, so I don't have to fill in the blanks. All these women are throwing up and doing this stuff, and it's eroding the pipes. And I mean, that's a severe other side of, bulimia or whatever, but perfectly you image what you're talking about.
No, I think it's great. I think it's great that you're so faithful and that you're still willing to take one step, one foot in front of the other, and continue on this mission, because I believe, just on a personal level, that this is your ministry. Your music and you sharing about your life is your ministry. It is a testimony, and it is a powerful one. I know that it's touched me. I hope that it touches you out there. I want to make this announcement because this is great. She is debuting her Perfectly You album, her new single here on LA Talk Live. If you're just tuning in, catch the recap on Ustream.tv. Type in LA Talk Live and join my house, Chelsea Music. You can check out her website at chelseamusic.com. Now, you have a great event coming up. Let's talk about that as we put up the flyer for your event. Talk to us about where it's going to be, where is it, and how it came to be your Perfectly You CD release concert.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm officially able to sell this to the public after this concert is finished. Actually, the day that this concert happens, it's open to the public to buy the album, so I'm very excited. But so the concert's called the Perfectly You CD Release Concert, and special guest Avelia, their group actually from New Jersey, they're going to be opening up the show. But I'm just so excited because so many of my friends and family and just supporters are going to be coming here to, it's going to be actually held in Williamstown, New Jersey at Destination Church. So they're going to come and enjoy a show, and I'm just so excited to share the music with everybody finally.
Yeah, you make me want to fly out to New Jersey during the storm to listen to you.
You guys batting down for the storm coming in? You guys getting all prepared?
Goodness. We are. We're getting ready for it. We've been anticipating it, so it's just a lot of people here are taking it lightly, and I was taking it lightly until yesterday, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's time to do some extra laundry and to be ready.
Boy, this sounds like fun. So you're going to have a meet and greet afterwards and meet your fans. And do you get nervous when you have to sign your CDs and wait around for people to buy them and that kind of stuff?
Not at all, no. I actually get so excited. I love to sing for people, but I'm so excited to meet people. That's probably one of my favorite parts of the night, is to be able to meet everybody that's heard the message of God and to be able to hear the reaction of it. So that's probably one of my favorite parts, is to sign autographs and to meet everyone.
I'm sure you get a lot of the young kids and older ladies, too, who come and thank you for being, like Joel said, transparent, and people want you to pray with them for things that they feel are not good about their image. You get a lot of people that want to pray with you?
Yeah, a lot of people do ask just for me to pray for them. I actually had a girl the other night, such a sweet girl, and she just came up to me afterwards, and the Lord just put on my heart that I had to walk away from everybody with her, and I had to take her to a room, and we had to just talk. And I told her, and I said, because I don't know her, I don't know her story. I just had met her, and the entire show, I felt like I was singing to her. It was just so cool. But afterwards, she was just crying and crying, and I just told her that God loves her no matter what she's been through, and I just know that He opened her heart at that moment, and it was just a really cool experience. So I love meeting people afterwards, and just like I said, just to see their reaction to what God has done. So it's very cool.
Yeah, that part is exciting. Oh, Chelsea, it's been a real pleasure meeting you. I'm certainly have really gotten a lot of out about listening to you and hearing your story. It's awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You've been a great guest on the show, Chelsea. We're going to support you in any way we can, so please keep us posted on everything that's going on. You're linked up to our Facebook, Join My House. We're linked up to you and vice versa, and we'll keep up on your Twitter. Once again, if you're just joining us or you're listening in, Chelsea Music is debuting her new CD, Perfectly You, here on LA Talk Live, and she'll be having a CD release event at Destination Church in New Jersey. For more information, you can call 856-904-6971. Once again, if you want to find out if you're in that New Jersey area, this it's a Sunday, correct?
It's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday. Okay. When is the release event? Why don't you let all the audience and viewers know?
I'm sorry, you were breaking up. What did you say?
When's the event?
When's the event? Because I don't have the date.
Yeah, the date of your event.
Yes. It is November 3rd, and the doors open at 6. Concert starts at 7.
And that's Destination Church in New Jersey. Once again, for more information, you can call 856-904-6971. If you're in the area, you're not going to want to miss her event. You can also find her on her Facebook, on Facebook / Chelsea Music, or you can find her on her website, chelseamusic.com, and her Twitter page, which is twitter.com / Chelsea Music. Or you can link up with Join My House / joinmyhouse.com. You can find us all there and all her information. We always like to ask this question before you leave, Chelsea. It is the theme of our show here. What does Join My House mean to you?
I think, that's an awesome question. I love that. I feel like Joy in My House means to have a firm foundation within the Lord. When the Lord is your foundation, your house will not fall, and your house will always have joy in it. So I definitely feel like joy in my house is having Jesus in your house. And you have to remember that you are the house of God, and everybody in this world has a mission to carry out that the Lord has put within you. And Jesus is the firm foundation, and when you have Jesus, you have joy. So that's what I think.
Well, we're sending our prayers out to everybody in New Jersey, and I want to tell your parents they did a really beautiful job. Do you have brothers and sisters?
I do. I have 2 brothers, and I have a sister. Yeah, my family's awesome, and
do they all sing?
I just love them so much.
Do they sing too?
They don't. I wish they did.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess one's enough in there. Well, you tell your mom and dad, as a parent here of 3 sons, they did a wonderful job.
Oh, I will definitely let them know. Thank you so much. They're probably listening in.
Well, I hope so. No, really.
But I will definitely tell them. Thank you so much.
And we are praying for you people in New Jersey. They're back east. My goodness.
Yes, we're going to keep you guys all in our prayers. And I know that your grandma is actually she is in remission. Is she in remission, or she's going through right now through cancer?
She's battling with stage 4 lung cancer right now.
Wow. We will definitely keep her in our prayers. What's your grandmother's name? I think your father's
Agnes.
Agnes. We're going to keep Agnes in.
Yeah, it's touched my life too, cancer, and it's not a very pretty picture. So, for the family, we put our arms around you and support, because that's hard to watch a family member go through that. The whole family suffers. So you're in our prayers, Chelsea.
Chelsea, when you're in LA, you're going to have to come and visit us. We're going to have you back on the show, maybe even have you sing a song.
Yeah, I'd love it.
So when you're in the area,
I would love that.
You need to give me a call, have your father give me a call, and we'll set up a time for you to come back. And I
know.
I want to support. Much success to you, Chelsea. Much success. When does your iTunes release come out? Do you know when that is? When they can find you on iTunes? Perfectly You?
No, November 6th, I believe it is.
November 6th. If you could just want to go to iTunes.com, you can find Chelsea. November 6th, her CD will be debuting. She has a great CD release event in New Jersey. You can find her on Facebook, Twitter, Chelsea Music. That's music with MUSICK. Once again, I want to thank everybody. Yeah. First of all, let's thank Chelsea Music for being on the show.
Bye, Chelsea. Have a great week. Be safe.
Thank you so much for everything. It was so nice to meet you.
Nice to have met you. Now, for those of you, make sure you tune in next week. We're going to have a great testimony from Tammy and Clive Anderson. They have a great, powerful story of gritty hope and how they have found forgiveness. So please join us next week. Join my house on LA Talk Live. And I want to thank all of those supporters who made this show possible. Dr. Reverend Linda Long. I would like to thank Patrick Edgington. I would like to thank Larry Lorenzo, Lolita Robinson, Paul Obel. I mean, just amazing supporters. If I forgot to mention you, you guys have been a blessing to this show. I hope that you continue your support. If you'd like to come out and support us as well, please find us on Facebook. You can find me at jhrmanagement.com, and you can send me an email directly, or you can send me an email, info@joinmyhouse.com, if you'd like to be a sponsor or like to donate to the show to continue this ministry and have special guests like Chelsea Music and some of our past guests and future guests to become a part of this show. Thank you guys so much for joining us this Sunday. October 28th is today. We'll see you next week, Sunday at noon on LA Talk Live. This is Joy in My House, inspirational reality radio show where nothing is left unsaid.
And no one's insignificant who says it. Bye.
But I'm not gonna settle for less. This is who I am. I'm gonna fight for what I believe. I don't ever wanna compromise. So don't expect me to apologize. This is who I am. I'm gonna live for what I believe. And I'll be strong when the world tries